Okay, it's 5:52 a.m. Saturday, November 3rd, Eastern Standard Time. It's time for my Litecoin report. If anybody's been following my videos, 1782.23, 1782.23. Anybody who tells you that this market is not being manipulated does not know what they're talking about. You have to go to my videos and you'll see why. These two walls, the one on the sell side, 1782.23, 1782.23 on the buy side, on the sell side. These are the two largest walls. If you've been following my videos, it'll explain what the kettling trades are. They've been manipulating the price of Litecoin using these two same market size buy and sell walls for months. This is how they control the price of Litecoin, using these two kettling trades. It's still going on. I'm still calling them. I'll call them later today when I come back to let them know that I'm still watching the board. And this is still being manipulated using these two trades to keep the price between them. This is absolutely disgusting. It's easy to see. It's in violation of Coinbase's user terms. It is the person who put up these trades was basically allowed to manipulate the price at will, defrauding people that were into Litecoin out of hundreds of millions of dollars. And I think the AG or whatever agency is responsible, seeing this obviously kettling trades here, I mean, this is undeniable. These trades have never been bought or sold. I've been keeping track of them for months, over half a year. These trades are never bought or sold. Every 7 to 10 days, sometimes longer. Without these trades being sold, they'll be removed, and then two new trades on the buy and sell side will reappear, the same market size, though a different market size than this, and they'll just commence manipulating it again. So I don't know what to say. This market is very manipulated. I don't know how these people can sit here and ask with a straight face that you trade in fiat. This is why USDC is going to come in. Look, they just put bot on. So what's going to end up happening is BTC USDC is the same price. What's going to end up happening is, if the manipulation over here, it's the same. It's the same. It's a little higher on Ethereum. Let's see if they got LTC for sale. This USDC is a good market. I hope I'm allowed to trade in it. I prefer to trade in USDC. But this market is too manipulated. LTC I really have issue with because, dude, well, you see there's another trade that's mixed in there now. But it's so obvious, man. It's beyond reproach. The information cannot be denied. I would like to honestly see like Coinbase when they're getting. I really do want to be there in the courtroom, because you'll get to learn a lot of what deceptive people will use as an excuse for this obvious kettling trades. I think everybody should be interested in seeing when these guys are brought to court, what exactly is their professional legal team actually going to use as an excuse for this? Those are legitimate trades. Nothing's been bought or sold, and the price has been kept between them constantly. and then nothing's been ever bought or sold, and then the month, I have months and months of details showing these trades never being bought and sold, just removed and replaced by a different trades of the same market size value, though there'll be a different market size value. I want to see what they're going to say, because believe me, they used 1782.23 before. I even recorded that. He's in a cycle. So we've seen it this morning. It's buried in here. I want when the CFTC drags them into court, I'm gonna be their expert witness. I want to see what exactly they're going to say, because whatever it is, I'm gonna tear it apart in probably less than 5 minutes. To honestly tell you, I mean, I've done this before. There'll be 10 lawyers. Well, he didn't look. The remarks that I get, he didn't look like he should have known that. How did he manage to pull that off? Or, I really didn't think his capabilities extended that far. Well, he doesn't look that smart. I get these comments all the time. Until you piss me off. You see, I'm one of those people that am intelligent. I avoid conflict because I realize people are disturbed by being obsessed with something. A lot of people are obsessed, that don't have money. They're obsessed about their cell phone, their sneakers. And what a person of low value is obsessed with things of low value. Okay, everybody has an obsession. My obsession is numbers. My obsession is truth. My obsession is righting wrongs. So mine's a positive obsession. Then you have people that who are making money in the market. They become obsessed with making money in the market, so they start doing stupid shit. You see, this is my obsession. To me, to do that would be counterproductive to my obsession. Okay, everybody's guilty of deception, of having some kind of pet peeve or obsession. Mine is doing the right thing. It's odd, but we all have them. We all know we do. So when I see, I was told to look at this, and then the first thing first I didn't see anything. It took me a while. Not everybody is smart. Can catch things on the first look. It took me 2 or 3 times, and I noticed, hey, why are these two market size, the same market size trades moving up and down, and the market's moving with them? Okay, that's a theory. Then after a couple of months of recording it, like a scientific method, after a couple of months recording it, hey, it happens all the time. So it's no longer random. It's constructed and maintained. Okay, a random occurrence is just that you see it as a fluke. It happens one day, it doesn't happen the next. Okay, that's randomness. It can happen 3 days down the line, 4 days down the line. It has no pattern. Okay, that's randomness. This is intentional when you see it's a pattern. 7 to 10. The main pattern here that stands out as manipulation trade is the same market size. Though it's obscured right now because it's buried in with another trade, but we already seen it already. If you look at the beginning of this video, and there's plenty of other video that predates this one that goes back for months where we constantly see it. So it's not random. This is constructed and maintained. Somebody throws a rock and it lands in the water next to you. That's a random. It's just throwing and skipped a rock. Somebody throws a rock, it hits you once. You say, hey, watch what you're doing. The guy says, okay. And he picks up another one, throws the rock. He hits you again. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. The third time he picks up a rock and throws it at you, hits you. It's not randomness anymore. He was told what he was doing. He hit you once. He apologized. Second time he hit you, now you're starting to get suspicious. Third time he hit you, now you know that he knows he hit you 2 prior times. It's time to stop throwing rocks, or you're going to suspect that, hey, this guy's deliberately doing that. That's what's happening here. It's like somebody, hey, you just backed into my car, my brand new car. pulling into the parking space. Give it a break. He goes, yeah, okay, sorry. Then he does it again. What did I just tell you? Oh, and then he does it a third time. It's obviously what's going on. It's not randomness. He's doing it on purpose. The first time is an accident. The second time's raises your suspicion. The third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th time. If you haven't caught on by then, you have the depth perception of a goldfish. So we all know what's going on. So these aren't random occurrences. These are timed. No one's they're timed 7 to 10 days, but there might be a fluke. Those are far and few between the fluke out of the 10 months. Maybe once it was up there for 2 to 3 weeks, and that randomness might be there that he was on vacation. You know, there was some kind of error, the bot was off. But as far as the rest of the time, the prior time to this, 7 to 10 days, 7 to 10 days, so months on time. So there is no really randomness that they could protest. So, like I said, when eventually when the time comes for them to go to court, and they have to explain this, and they have to explain the other wall on the other side that's buried in here. It's only 100 coin off because there's another 100 coin trade put in there. I really would love to hear the excuse from the legal team, and I just hope So the course of events, this has been happening every 7 to 10 days, and the trade has been coming off. And you're saying that's a legitimate trade? If it's a legitimate trade, first of all, to be a legitimate trade, it has to be bought or sold, right? To be a legitimate trade, for any kind of trade, it has to be carried through. If it's left in a state, and then when it comes close to the price, you take it off, that's just the posting. That shows you had no intention to buy or sell at that price. This trade right here, you see? I'll show you it again. He moved it. He pulled it out. Every time that the price approaches this trade, you'll see this trade disappear. You see? If it starts going down, contrary to another trader going down, bringing it down, he removes his wall. Then after he feels the market movement either way has died out, he reposts them and manipulates the market right back into its price range again. It's no longer a random occurrence. This is documented with like what I'm showing you now. It's documented, and it shows it actually happening. So if he's going to say, if they come back and say, oh, it's just a random fluke, blah, blah, try to dismiss it and push it out, that's when you go, stop. Let's go back to the videotape. How many? And they'll say, well, we have one. No, I have 20. And I'm going to show everybody exactly what you were doing. And no, it's not a random fluke. It's deliberate. That's how you prove manipulation. That's why when the CFT comes in, what I'm doing now is when I'm brought into court, of course I'm going to work on this because I know what the lawyers are going to say. Lawyers are going to lie. Lawyers are going to be dismissive. Lawyers are going to be glib, right? But that's not going to happen with me. Then I'm going to say, okay, let me give me the chance to answer that. Let's go to the videotape. And they're going to think, where's your guard? One video? Aren't they in for a surprise? This is going to be another one of those days. Pardon me, I have a little cold. Where I go to court, and you're going to hear these things. How did he do that? Well, he doesn't look that intelligent. Just before, when we were talking to him, he was stumbling over his words. I know when to put on my war face. And my war persona, put it that way, and my war voice. Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to go over the facts they dispute it, and I'm going to show you why their dispute is nothing but nonsense and hyperbole. It's just being glib and dismissive of the evidence. And that isn't the only evidence I have. I'm going to show this is not a random occurrence, if you would allow me to approach the jury and put this up on the screen. And that's going to be the end of them. How many hours to... If you're not convinced by 5 minutes, you're not convinced by 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes of video, hours of videos, 24 hours of videos. And they're not just random videos where you have to watch a whole day to see these two trades. They're like an hour video with 5 minutes into it, 40 minutes into it. You're going to see those trades. So there's just too much evidence. And there's evidence of me calling it in. They're not going to win nothing. But Coinbase is the type of people I show them. Go look on social media if you think I'm bullshitting you. So now they know that we're going that route. After October 14th, I'm going that route. I'm 100% dedicated to taking these people on. They're an easy kill. They don't realize right now what they're dealing with. They're like, it's some random guy that calls on the phone. No, I'm not some random guy. I have a very intense resume. People ask me for solutions, I provide them. That's been my job for the past 30 years in finance and brokerage. These guys are just nothing but the boiler room staff who got lucky to open up a crypto exchange. That's all they are. And then what's going to happen is they're going to realize, hey, we went in there, thought we were fighting the Chihuahua, and they found it was dark. And then they find out, and they turn on the lights, there's a grizzly bear in there. And I'm an old grizzly bear. I've done this before. These people are nobody in the trading atmosphere. They're nobodies. See? There goes the trade again. See? It's one off because look, you see the two previous trades? There was one on this, there is another one just like it, mixed in with this one. So you know the market's being manipulated when you see kettling walls. And kettling walls are the two largest buy and sell walls that are in the open exposed book. Every 7 to 10 days they've changed them. Video to prove it. Everything they state is correct. Video of me calling them, telling them about this and explaining it to them free of charge. And I had an argument with that. Send us the information. No. I'm tired of monitoring your books. You're supposed to be doing that yourself. You're the exchange. You're supposed to be looking for illicit trades in your book. And this is very easy to see. My little 8-year-old daughter, I can put her over here and she can explain it to you because I teach her. She wants to know what I'm doing. She looks at, oh, wow, Daddy, it's just all this colors and cool stuff that you got on the screen. I said, oh, this is trading. This is how, make money to buy you nice stuff, for you and Mommy. And she'll ask me, why are you talking about this thing and this thing down here, Dad? And my daughter's first thing, wow, they're the same number, Daddy. That's an 8-year-old. Okay? That's an 8-year-old kid who can pick this up. I go, so why are you looking at this one and this one? She goes, oh, Daddy, those are the same number. All right? She's done her own video. It's in there. And okay, I explained it to her. Now you can do the video. And she did the video. My 8-year-old daughter did the video explaining these are kettling trades. She goes, these are fake trades. Because they're never bought or sold. They're used to keep the price in between. And she understands it. So I let her say it in her own words. She acts like it's a video game. She goes, you try to go this way, but the wall. So you say, okay, let's go the other way. Oh no, I can't get over the wall. She explains it in her little Humpty Dumpty world. It's a shame. An 8-year-old girl could spot sell walls and buy walls that are used to manipulate the market. An 8-year-old girl. It took her 15 minutes to learn this. 15 minutes. She's like her daddy. My son's an engineer. Alright? My daughter's the top of her class in the whole school. She plays chess. She's in the 3rd grade. She beats the 6th graders. She's got an award. I myself, I had my IQ tested. Now, I have to say, I suffer the curse that most intelligent people do. We do not socialize well. If you notice Vitalik, he doesn't socialize or interact correctly. We seem odd to other people. That I must admit. But I always been the bridge between my odd fellow people that we tend to be. We're not bragging or everything. We tend to be smarter than other people, but we lack the social interactive skills. Okay? While you guys were out partying, we were studying and doing odd stuff that you found just odd. I've always been the bridge between those smart people and my other friends. I'm in like the threshold between two worlds. How would I say? I'm the dumbest of the smart people that I hang out with. Okay? But I'm the most social one at them. And I've always been the bridge. Like I've been able to explain what they're talking about, the smart people are talking about, to the other more sociable people. That's the skill that I have. I can hold my I hold conversations with the dean of Harvard, Sir John Hood. You know the smartest person in the world does for a job? Does anybody know? What would you think the smartest man on earth, the highest IQ, what kind of job he does? Does anybody know? The smartest man in the world works as a bouncer in Long Island City. There it is. The smartest man in the world works as a bouncer in a bar. There he is. Does he look like your typical uber intelligent person? Now, of course, people who lack intelligence. I actually spoke to Chris Langan in the bar that he works in, and I just struck up a conversation just to see. I don't want to hear no details about. I live in Queens, which is on the end of Long Island. It's the west end of Long Island. But he's one of the top few people, and I went in and I started talking to him. And yes, he is more intelligent than most people I've ever met before. And he probably even knew that I was testing him. And say, hey, how you doing? Started talking to him. I pretended I did not know who he was. Just started talking. Here he is. So what ends up happening here is that the first thing you have to do is if you're Coinbase and people are manipulating the market, somebody is able to pick through the data and find out, yes, the market is manipulated. Okay, now we get to share physical proof of that, and that's hours and hours of video recording these trades existing. Okay, I'm explaining it to you guys. Now, the second part is to find out, do they know this is going on? And you code phone conversations and offering and sending them the data, which I have. Plus, I also have emails. I give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm in doubt now. Okay, I'm suspicious, but I cannot prove that these guys are aware that this is going on in their order books. So what do? I call them up and make them aware that this is happening in their order books. Call them up, have conversations on the phone, recorded those, posted some of them up, have emails, gave them the information. They refused to look at it, and actually I got insulted for trying to expose these two fake trades here. And the method they use to contain the price between them. They're the largest sell and buy wall in the book, if you noticed. You look on the exposed order book, they're the largest orders on the buy side and the sell side. So that's a clear indicator those walls are being put up to kettle the trade in between. Then, every time that the price is between those two walls, the first time is a coincidence. The second time, you could take it as a random happening. The third time, now it's becoming repetitive. The fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth time is no longer randomness. It's purposeful construct. In other words, if you see a board on the beach, it's just a board on the beach. You see two boards running parallel, well, then it's a coincidence. Now you see four boards put in a square. That is, a square is not a random structure. Now you can start saying it looks like somebody's building a foundation to build some kind of shack. Then they start stacking the wood up and the structure starts taking form, and you can see it's define it with your own eyes. And he puts a door on it. It's a shack or a house now. See, it's no longer a random floats and bunching together. It's humans interacting to build some form of structure with a purpose, and that's what this is. It's humans interacting with the market to create a form of structure to manipulate the price. And this is a principle called kettling, where you put two large walls to kettle the trading in between them. And after moments and moments of data, collecting data of this wall existing and being put in place, and the price always being in between them, these aren't random sell or buy walls, or even random sell or buys. These are walls constructed to keep the price between them. Why? Because every time the price approaches either one of those walls, they're taken down. After the market subsides, where the volume has drifted off, the walls come back and they put the price back to where they want it again. So that's as pretty basic as I can get explaining these walls in their entirety, their purpose, their construct, my observations, how my observations went from being these trades that were on the books as legit trades. They haven't been bought or sold, so that takes it down. When the walls are under threat, they're taken down. When the price is at a range, they're reposted, and the price is rebought back in range with those two trades. The trades that you constantly change between, in most occurrences, 99% of the time, the data that I have, they're changed every 7 to 10 days. So these are not random happenings anymore. When they're on a time frame, they have equilibrium on both sides. Okay? They're changed at the same time. They're removed if they're under threat. And nothing is bought or sold at any one of those walls. Ever. Ever since I've been watching them. So that's a definite open and closed case on these beam manipulation trades. Now let's go to BTC. It's boring, but you have to understand this if you want to survive in this environment. Okay, now what I noticed here is the descending chain sell wall and ascending chain sell wall. What do I mean by ascending, descending? Okay, you want to bring the price down of Bitcoin. The first thing you got to do to bring the price of Bitcoin down is to stop it from going up. You have to halt the momentum for the upswing. How do you do that? Using your volume, you dictate how much coin would be able to block the market from going up, and you place that order here. In this case, it could be anything from 20 to 157 point. Roughly about he uses to manipulate this market. In coins and cash, about $1.5 million. Okay? Usually he uses about $500,000 worth of coin. We'll put a sell wall here. That's the end of the market going up. That's number one. Number two, after he's done that, if there's no resistance, he'll dump into the buy side, lowering the price. Then he'll propagate the book with more fake pity-pat trades. And then as he achieves a new lower price, he'll take that sell wall that's chained to the other trades and then descend it to the lowest price possible. That's how he does it. He does the same thing but opposite on the buy side, which he's doing now. How do you see a manipulation trade on the Bitcoin books? That's very easy. On the exposed order book, if you average out all the trades, you're going to see this order book. The average trade is 1 BTC. Same thing on this side. If you look at the exposed order book, you do the averages, it's going to come out to 1 BTC. When you see a trade like this put on the bottom, that would make it 1100% over the average market trade. That's how you see, that's how you know, and it's put at the lowest price possible. So they're over here effectively trying to lower the price now by manipulating using the ascending chain sell wall. They've been using this method. I recorded this method too. I told them about it. I recorded that. I told them that the physical name of the ascending chain sell wall for the, if you want to bring the price down. No, sorry. A descending chain sell wall if you want to bring the price down. An ascending chain buy wall if you want to bring the price up. Right now, they're using an ascending chain sell wall. No, a descending chain sell wall to bring the price down. Then you'll see the sell wall come on the buy side. That's an ascending chain sell wall. Descending chain sell wall. Ascending chain buy wall. Those are the two methods he's using to bring up low to control the price of Bitcoin. And everybody, people as far as India have commented on my Reddit, yeah, this guy's been using about 50 coin to control the market. Anybody that knows numbers knows what he's doing. Coinbase knows what he's doing. That's why when you report this to them several hundreds times over a course of 10 months, 10, 11 months, and they do nothing about it, that's when you start to assume, using, you know, your logic, well, why aren't they doing anything about it? One, because it's enriching them. So cutting off your largest trader, which is your manipulator, is going to hurt your fee base if suddenly you tell him he can't trade no more because he's manipulating the market. Or two, they're giving this guy protection to do what he's been doing for a reason. And the reason is they're associated with him somehow. Now you can see they're trying to bring down the market. How do I know? Look at the average market order in the book. Look where the largest trade is posted. The average market in the book is 1 Bitcoin. Oh, by the way, don't be fooled by this. That's his trade too. That's never bought or sold. So the average order is 1 Bitcoin. Why is there a trade at 800% the average trade at the lowest price possible? That Coinbase should be looking at that. Anybody else in any other market would be. They know it is. Why are you posting your trades? Such a large trade at the lowest price possible. You ask any trader that's on NASDAQ. They know that they'd be calling up the SEC. They'd be turning this guy in. Now look, it goes back to the other side now. And now after he takes that trade, it goes back to the other side. To me, this looks like It looks like it's just one trader doing wash trading. You know, from one account he's posting buys, from another account he's posting sells to manipulate the price. I would say he's using the same method as he's using over here, but instead of posting the trades, because it's less expensive over here to post these two trades to manipulate the price between them. Since this costs a hell of a lot of money, obviously because of the price of Bitcoin, he can't afford to post on both. Or he doesn't want to endure that risk. First of all, that's $1.5 million. It's a lot, an awful risk to take to lose either your cash or your coin. So what he does is he posts here, posts there, moves it back and forth. He plays tennis to keep the price where he wants it. He did a lot of work. He's going to be disappointed when he sees this large green bar that's coming today. I can tell you that right now. You see this? It's going to duplicate again. And every time he does it, he waves it right back. But I think what he's going to see today is another one that's going to come up to probably break 6,400 today. Because I honestly think that his people in here are just tired of him playing this game. Or he's the one who's actually going to push the price up to 64. I think it's preordained by these whales or whoever's manipulating it that this price starts to go up at that beginning of November. You see how they had to, when you see tails like this, that means it's been forced down. Okay, it's being forced down, and the market's just going back to its natural order after he forces it down. It's just going to go back up. So if anybody has any questions, they want to ask me any questions, just post a comment, send it to my Gmail account. That's the fastest way. I'm working with the Attorney General on this. I'm working with the CFTC. I'm working with the SEC. The CFTC has actually been the one that's most proactive on this, on the Bitcoin side. Of course, they brought in the DOJ. So that's how seriously they're taking this. On the Litecoin side, it's the Attorney General that's really, they reviewing all my videos as we speak. They sent the letter, they took the link, they called me up, they started reviewing all of this stuff. They're gonna nail them hard, man. Coinbase is about to get a stiff rod up there, but let me tell you, Mr. Armstrong, the lady's a tough woman. Her name is Barbara Underwood. You know, you're going to be dismissive and glib and mess with the Attorney General of New York, who's trying to make a name out of herself, to say she's as tough as a male Attorney General. She's going to freaking kick you right nutsack, let me tell you. She's aiming low. She knows exactly where to hit you, believe me. And they're going to all my video. And then if I have to go there and explain it to them, I'm willing to go. The Attorney General brings me in as an expert witness, and you try to say what expertise he has. You're going to get embarrassed when I go into, and I pull up my Dun & Bradstreet for my company. I've been up there 20 years, and I haven't got one complaint. I worked for Constantine Control Associates for 20 years over there. Years and years of experience working in banking and brokerage. I got people like the BlackRock that will vouch for me. Okay, I see them every other day. Okay, I got the dean of Harvard, right? He'll vouch for me. I got in my building. I got the dean of St. John's University. He will vouch for me. Okay. As a matter of fact, I was offered to teach at St. John's University. So if you're going to attack my credibility, it's going to hurt you, okay? It's going to hurt you. It's actually, I'm going to use that. You're just better off stop talking and review the tapes. If you're going to go after my credibility, I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to hurt you bad, because because going after my credibility, I take that as a personal insult. So, alright people, so I explained myself. I don't need luck, I just need facts. If anybody, you guys could bring more facts, make your own videos, send them to me, I'll post them up. The Attorney General will call you up, put your name on it, give them an email. I'll send the links to your Attorney General. This is in New York. Anybody else who has a problem with Coinbase Pro, you see something funny going on, like October 24th, I caught them red-handed on that scam that they ran. I mean, these guys will do anything to get a fee, let me tell you. October 24th, go look at my videos. That's all self-explanatory. That's all I have to say. So people, hopefully the USDC manipulators don't like anything but cash. So now that we see USDC hit, we might want to start trading in that, though the price is very close. See, USD is 329. Right now, what you can do is go in, buy some USDC, buy a Bitcoin, right? Listen to me here. This is gonna be a hit, and sell it here and make $29. And you're doing this all in the same. You see what's gonna happen here? I can tell you this right now. I just caught this. 32 BTC volume. Okay, people, look. You buy it here. If God willing, if the fees, you got to see the fees. If the fees are low, you could buy it. Buy some USDC with your dollars. Buy a Bitcoin, lower price, then sell it for USD, and then go start the whole process all over. Go buy USDC. You get what I'm saying here? Unless the fee is astronomical. But what you could do is buy Bitcoin for USDC. First you got to buy USDC. You look at the fees. I don't know if the price range will allow you any profit, but I see 29. What do we see? 20 something dollars. It'll probably be washed out in fees, but watch this. If either one of these prices is higher than the other one, if it goes like over here, look. Let's go to Tether. You see the price difference? Over here we're running at 365. So look at if the price difference between a stable coin and USD on the same exchange go out to $100 out of whack as compared to the Tether market, right? You see? If the fees leave you at least on that same trade on Coinbase from stable coin to USD, Bitcoin, you can make, if the price is $100, then it makes sense to come in here and start arbitrating between a stable coin and US cash, fiat. There's a possibility to do that trade there. But right now the difference is probably the fees will take it away. But that's something you can work on. Matter of fact, if it happens, I'm doing it. If I see a large price difference between the stable coin and the dollar, I'll go in and buy the stable coin, purchase the Bitcoin, then flip it, sell it for USD, and take the difference. You could do that if the price gap is large enough on this exchange. Take advantage of it, guys. If it opens up, you see the price difference, Tether? You see, if the price difference expands, they start trading this USDC, and it creates $365 gap. If you got to see what the fee is, calculate your fees. Now, even if you come out with $20, $30 on top of each Bitcoin, and you can manage to do this on the same exchange, so you know you can make, even if you make $20 to $30 each trade, right? And the cash just constantly keeps going, where you don't have to wait for it. You could sit here and do 20, 30 trades a day, and then walk away with, you know, a couple $100. So that's something to look at. So we just gotta hope that we see a break between the stablecoin price and the fiat price. If that gap widens to where you see there's a $20, $30 gap between the, after you calculate the fees, and there's still $20 to $30 to get off of that trade, you should do it. But you're gonna have to do it multiple times. Let's see if they're selling Litecoin. Nah, they don't have Litecoin on USDC. That's funny. Why? Neither is Bitcoin Cash. Why wouldn't they commit the others to the USDC market? Yeah, I know why. They know if they put Litecoin on buy Litecoin for a stablecoin, that price will go right the hell up and fast. Watch BAT token. Watch BAT. If it starts to go up really fast, that's because the USDC market is doing it. That's very interesting. Litecoin's only on Bitcoin. I think if they unchain Litecoin from the fiat BTC market and put it on stablecoin, it'll go up really fast. Okay, they've done their damage. They flattened out. Still a lot of buy pressure. Still manipulated. As long as they keep giving me the proof, I'll keep posting it.